Hey, welcome back to the Mikey Mike Show. It's me, Michael B. Wiley, and to my showstoppers that's tuning in and out each and every week. Thank you guys for the support. It's well appreciated. Welcome back. Now let's deep dive into this content. Florida said they sending y'all a message. They said that you will understand that they're not California and that they will you will abide by their law. And the sheriff just flat out came out and said what he said and meant what he said. He said if you guys are throwing bricks at the cops, if you guys are going to act like you're going to shoot the cops, harm the cops, beat the cops, smack the cops, he said that you will be returning to your family and they will respond in a graveyard response. They're going to respond in a graveyard response, meaning he said you will be graveyard. And you guys, hey, we see what's going on. No, police committing crimes is not good. However, also citizens committing crimes to police, however, also the same way. Police and citizens, I see on the daily spectrum, if I might be honest, just hear me out. I see both good people and bad people, and I see both good cops and bad cops. We're not talking about that. He's talking about, he's been given direct orders to help everything that's going on as far as the border control be stopped. And that if you guys think for one moment that you or anybody else will come from California pulling what you pull in California in Florida, oh, he said it's going down. Yeah, that's what he said. He said it's going down. And that's a very serious threat. Well, probably a promise at this point. That's a promise because he has everybody up there bagging him up and it's going pretty viral. You know, he said bump waiting on what you thought it was going to be. And he said he didn't want to hear no crying and no whining. And, you know, I know a lot of y'all about to come down in the comments probably or go spreading far and wide that, oh, this is insane. He shouldn't do that. He's a sheriff. He shouldn't say that to the people. You guys go down there and try it out. And when you come back, let me know and everybody else and the others, let us all know what happened. Because I can guarantee you right now, coming out the words that's coming out my mouth, that I'm not going down there trying to do anything that man mentioned out his mouth that would cause me to have a graveyard response or responded to with a graveyard response. All right? So I'm done on that. I really got no opinion on it because I'm not down there. I'm not actually seeing what's going on besides watching it on TV, hearing about it on the news, coming to YouTube, seeing it. But I did get this video just in case you haven't seen it. Let's review it right now. You guys, let's take a look at the sheriff in Florida. Let's just take a look at what he has to say. Let's take a look at this video.
So with that, I will turn it over to Sheriff Ivey.
Good morning, everybody. So I want to start out by thanking our Attorney General for joining us here in beautiful Brevard County. Our Attorney General and Governor Ron DeSantis also for their amazing support for law enforcement. Public safety in our communities is like nothing we've ever seen before. People are moving to Florida in droves because this is the free state of Florida. They're moving here because they know their families will be safe here. Their businesses will be safe. They won't have to contend with what we're seeing in places like Los Angeles and New York and Chicago, those things that are happening right now as we stand here today speaking. Our general was, I will say, very instrumental, was the tip of the spear in our blueprint for free Florida. And now he's the tip of the spear in making sure that we are protecting what I like to call our 3 C's, our citizens, our cops, and our Constitution. And he has stood strong with not only law enforcement, but with us here in Brevard County, and we appreciate you. I'm gonna start out by addressing the doxing issue that we were talking about. Our ICE agents, just like our Florida Highway Patrol, are our partners. We all ride together in this. We all are out here to make sure that we're protecting our citizens, protecting our communities. Many of them have been called to the border. Many of them have been called to other locations to deal with the amount of fugitives and things that are going on, detainers. So for us, we will have their back. We will work closely with Colonel Howes and his team in making sure that we're increasing patrol, we're watching them. Anybody that's doxing them, as the General said, we passed a law about 4 or 5 years ago that makes it illegal to dox here in the state of Florida. So anybody that's doing that, we will take them to full task on doing it, and we will stand with you. I want to define a couple things, and our general was very kind in how he said things. I'm not as usually as elegant in how I say things, so I'm gonna first say that peaceful protests are part of our democracy. We invite people to share their opinions. That's what our country is all about. The key word in that is peaceful. And if it's peaceful, us in law enforcement are going to make sure you have a safe environment to do it in. That's part of that process. If you let it turn violent, whoo, you do not want to do that in Brevard County. I'm going to tell you that, and I believe I can speak for my fellow sheriffs around the rest of the state. You don't want to let it happen. And just so there's no confusion, because I don't want to hear any whining later saying we didn't know, I'm going to break it down for you, all right? Because as you watch these riots unfold across the rest of the country, what you are seeing is buildings being burned down, police cars being bricked, having explosive devices thrown on them, having fire, guns pointed at them, bricks thrown at them, all and on. So I'm gonna break it down for you, all right? And if somebody wants to know what I mean by turn violent, all right, this is what I mean. If you resist lawful orders, you're going to jail. Let me be very clear about that. If you block an intersection or a roadway in Brevard County, you are going to jail. If you flee arrest, you're going to go to jail tired, because we are going to run you down and put you in jail. If you try to mob rule a car in Brevard County, gathering around it, refusing to let the driver leave, in our county, you're most likely going to get run over and dragged across the street. If you spit on us, you're going to the hospital and in jail. If you hit one of us, you're going to the hospital and jail, and most likely get bitten by one of our big, beautiful dogs that we have here. If you throw a brick, a firebomb, or point a gun at one of our deputies, we will be notifying your family where to collect your remains at, because we will kill you graveyard dead. We're not going to play. This has got to stop. You're watching what's taking place out there. You're seeing police officers that are being attacked, being spit on, being put in harm's way just for doing their jobs. You're seeing ICE agents that are being targeted for doing their jobs. And you're seeing obstructionists that are doing all of this, standing in the way of law and order. Not here, not in the state of Florida. So to make it real simple, if you don't want to have any of those things happen to you, obey the law. Go protest all you want. Do it peacefully. Stand on the mountaintops and yell your opinion, your views. We invite that. But don't you dare break the law, because it won't go well for you. All right, General? Thank you, sir.
Woo-wee is going down in Florida. You heard what he said? He said, woo-wee, oh boy. Yeah, that's what he said. You guys, I don't advise any of you to go and try this. You know, I remember when we had a little riot here, it was not that inspiring to me. I'm saying it. I'm gonna say it for you guys, all right? It was not that inspiring to me because I said, hey, I know we mad, we frustrated, we this and that, but can we please keep our stores? And people said, you are part of the problem. You are part of the problem. And then go shop at the other store a few miles down. They got the same stuff a few months later. Y'all, come on, let's just make this make sense. You know, let's make it make sense. Let's stop tearing down our communities. Let's stop tearing down the infrastructure. Let's have something nice. You know, something nice to have, to stay in, to be a part of a good, clean, with stores and grocery stores and gas stations in profitable areas in our neighborhoods. You know, let's just keep what we have that is good and decent intact, you know? And he said what he said. I think he was pretty fair to let you guys know, don't come down here on that. If you want to do that, go to Cali. This ain't LA, this is Florida. You know, this is not what you think it's going to be, because we are going to retaliate in a way that you don't want to see. And we're not just going to retaliate. We're going to then come to your parents or your loved one's house and let them know where they can pick up your remains. Okay? You guys take what you will at that. That's all I got to say on it. Y'all know what it is. If y'all disagree, if you disagree or if you agree, let me know in the comment section. That's all I got on that. It's the Mikey Mike Show. See you later.